What is going on, YouTube? PPS back. It is the 7th of January, coming at you this morning for our YouTube Play of the Day video, heading back to some college basketball. It's a full slate, full docket of games. Pretty much every conference is coming at you today. Obviously, 2 NFL games. I don't really know if the Chiefs one really has any playoff implications, but obviously the Jaguars game does. So that'll be a fun one to watch. But like I said, today is just going to be full college basketball for me, at least on the show. Obviously, there's NBA throughout the day. There's golf. There's pretty much whatever you want. There's action today. The only thing I'm missing is my UFC stuff. So yesterday we did our combo. I went 1-1. Harden crushes the number. I thought he was going to triple-double, but didn't get there fully. And then Kyrie just did not do what I needed him to do. Rebounds and assists might have been the way to go. But yeah, scoring-wise, I think he only had like 16. So way under his average there. I thought we had a pretty nice matchup, and I guess we didn't. So that's how it goes sometimes. If you guys could, before we get started, smash that like button for your boy here, and we'll get right on into it. I want to make sure I have my screen ready. And my first play of the day is going to be Delaware Charleston over 70. First half. Let me pull up DraftKings here. This is where you're seeing the line. Delaware, Charleston over 70. Let's get to why we like this spot today. Obviously, you guys know Charleston is always one of the top teams in terms of pace in college, right? Charleston, 71st in adjusted offense, 107 adjusted defense, but 37th in pace is really where we're looking at going at these guys, right? Charleston obviously has always been a great offensive team. Last year, they were good. This year, they're taking a real good step forward. I really like how they play. Again, you guys know that I've been backing these teams that kind of play a little bit less defense but play offense, and they're an elite offensive team. They're 15-1 so far this year. Only loss being to North Carolina. They beat Chattanooga, a team I love, and they're scoring points pretty much everywhere. Like I said, only losing to Carolina is not a bad look. They have 5 10-point scorers, and this is that type of offense where when you run and gun so much, it's hard for your opponents to keep pace. But obviously, I like Delaware. I like Jameer Nelson Jr., and I just like how they have a rotation of bodies. They're deep enough to play at that pace all the way through. So I love this. Looking at their first half numbers, I know everybody I get questions quite a bit about first half numbers on why I take first half versus full game. And this year, Charleston's averaging the 8th most points in the first half at 40.8 points per game. And their last three games, they're averaging 47 points in the first half. Delaware at 32. So obviously I do not mind the spread there in terms of like just our scoring there, but 6.5 in the first half is a little bit too big for me to take. But I think we see some points from Charleston. I think they take care of at least 40 of these. And I think that this pace is going to allow Delaware to make a little bit more mistakes on offense. And I think this game might be able to get out of hand in the second half. So I'm just going to roll with the first half here and take over 70 first half points in Delaware, Charleston on DraftKings minus 110. All righty, guys. All righty. We're heading into game number 2. And it's a game that we had a little bit of a scare last one. We had Gonzaga over 158.5. I've actually really liked this matchup throughout the last couple of years. This is hit in 2 of their last 3 games, going back to the last 2 seasons. Obviously, they just had a very big scare against San Francisco. That's obviously not what you want to see overall, but they were struggling from the 3-point line in the first half. I think they were like 2 for 12 or 4 for 15, something like that. I was watching the game, and it was not pretty. They weren't running their offense at all. But I really like Strather. I do. I really like him. I'm hoping he comes to play here. He's been really, really important. And they also have Malachi Smith, which I think they need to get more minutes. That's the guy from Chattanooga that we backed last year in the tournament. He was fantastic. I would love to see him get rolling as well. But in terms of this game, we're heading into Gonzaga versus Santa Clara. Gonzaga averages the 6th most points per game at 84 points per game so far this season. And even Santa Clara is up there. They're I believe they're still top 100, 75 points per game. So we're sitting pretty close to average, like an average game here would get us to these numbers. But we look at Santa Clara's offense is actually pretty good. Defensively, they're pretty good, and their pace is pretty good, right? 65 or 65th in adjusted tempo, 82 adjusted offense, and 94th in adjusted defense. Obviously, Gonzaga is always near the top of the efficiency rankings. As per usual, they're the fifth most efficient adjusted offense, and they're playing at the 36th fastest tempo. So I really liked the game that really swung me was the Santa Clara last matchup, the game we took the over on in the first half. They finally played a team that wanted to run, right? Pepperdine loves to run, and they played them to an extremely fast pace, 168-point total. And I think we can easily see something like that. And I think obviously Gonzaga is a better offense than Pepperdine is. Pace-wise, they're about the same. Pepperdine is normally towards the top, and they are again this year. But we should see some pace. We should see Timmy finally assert himself. This is a rivalry game here, I guess you would say, because these are two of usually the top teams in the country or in their conference. I'm just really worried about the size down low for Santa Clara to mess with Timmy here. Their biggest starter is 6'7", Keyshawn Justice. He's actually from Madison, which is cool. So he's the only one who's playing over 20 minutes that's higher than or taller than 6'7". They do have a senior 6'10", Bidioko, 6'10", but only plays about 21 minutes per game. And obviously Timmy's going to be out there every second that he can be. I just really don't think that they're going to have the ability to slow Gonzaga down at all. In their last matchup, I think they scored 114 points. So I expect points galore here. I think Santa Clara can keep it close. We've seen Gonzaga's defense be very leaky towards the three-point shot here, especially last game. Obviously, there was a few guys out there that were just shooting lights out, Shabazz in particular. But what makes me think that Santa Clara can't do that on threes? They have three guys over 40%. Three of their top four scorers shoot over 40% from three. So I think we could see points from Santa Clara. I think obviously Gonzaga scores here at will. I think this it's a high number, but I don't think it's going to scare people off. Once it reaches 160, I expect people to be like, oh, that's really high. This number is great. Obviously, I'm going to pull up my number here so you guys can see. I'm going to try to do these on all college basketball ones because these ones move a little bit more than usual. So we're right here, 158.5. Santa Clara Gonzaga, last game of the day in major conferences there. So, all right, guys, Gonzaga over 158.5, Delaware, Charleston over 70 first half. Appreciate you guys. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. It really goes a long way towards YouTube algorithm, all that fun stuff. So hopefully we'll be able to cash two more for you guys. Again, so far this year, 13-10, 2.68 units profit. Hopefully we can get to 15-10 and keep this run rolling. So have a good one, guys. Best of luck today, and I will talk to you guys on Monday for Pass the Prop and another YouTube Play of the Day video.